Hey folks, Geoff here, executive producer on TFT.
And I'm Peter, TFT's game director.
There's always a lot going on behind the scenes on TFT, and we've heard your feedback that you want to hear from us more. Peter and I are here to help shed some more light on Enchanted Wilds, along with some plans for the near future to stay connected with the community.
Just a few weeks ago, we announced Set 18 would be heading to PBE on July 29th, and we've been working hard to make sure that Set 18 was at a strong starting point before sharing it with all of you.
There are still going to be some rough edges when we launch, especially on PBE. We'll continue to have an extended PBE of 4 weeks, which means Enchanted Wilds will ship to live on August 25th.
So, what does that extra time mean for the set?
A lot of the work we've done up until now has been on the full set experience. Champions, augments, traits, our old friend the carousel, and the core of the set are all in place. The extra time lets us add polish, refine gameplay, improve VFX, burn down bugs, and fine-tune balance. In this phase of development, every single week makes a huge difference. Here's just a small peek behind the scenes to see how things have progressed since we released the Enchanted Wilds dev drop.
We want to keep building with the community as well. While you're exploring everything in Enchanted Wilds, we'd love your thoughts and feedback to help us keep improving TFT. Moving engines is a massive effort, and there's bound to be something that looks or feels different in a few places. Or you may just want to tell us to buff your favorite reroll comp. To that end, we're working on a few ways to gather feedback from players around the globe more effectively.
Alongside that, if there's anything more you'd like to see from the team, drop a comment under this video or in any other TFT community space like Reddit or Discord. Devs across the team will be around to chat, listen, and share how we're thinking of continuing to build TFT long into the future with your questions and feedback in mind.
Next, some updates on cosmetics. We covered this a little bit in our original announcement, but with 7 years and thousands of tacticians, booms, portals, and more to migrate into our new engine, there's a lot for us to bring over. When Enchanted Wilds launches, some cosmetics, including some mythic and prestige tiers, won't be available right away, but they'll all make their way in over time.
During the time we take to bring all our cosmetics over to Unreal, we want to give players a chance to explore, equip, and give feedback on everything we have to offer. So if you own any cosmetic at a given rarity, you'll be able to use a bunch of other cosmetics in that category. For example, if you own Chibi Devil Teemo, you'll be able to borrow other available mythic tacticians released before Enchanted Wilds. As soon as you launch into our new set, we want you all to have a wide range of tacticians, arenas, booms, and portals to play with, including some you might not own yet or missed out on. Once we get more of the catalog moved over to Unreal, we'll be going back to normal, so be sure to jump in and try everything out when the set launches. We're also trying something new with this release when it comes to gameplay to balance out the old and the new. While we typically cycle sets out when a new one comes in, we're currently exploring options to keep multiple sets live at the same time across both Hextech and Unreal. That means both Space Gods and Enchanted Wilds will be playable in the League client for a limited time.
For players who are ready to jump into Enchanted Wilds, we're excited to welcome you in. For players who want to continue playing Space Gods, that option is there as well. You'll even be able to use the extra cosmetics we mentioned earlier. We won't be doing major, regular balance patches on Space Gods, but we'll continue to ensure it stays healthy. We'll be keeping both Space Gods and Enchanted Wilds on side by side for an extended period of time, but eventually we'll get back to our usual set cycle with more events and game modes along the way.
Speaking of more ways to play, Lore and Legends Chonk's Treasure is currently live for anyone looking to relive the glory days of Runeterra.
In classic Chonk fashion, his Heart of Gold has him looking for even more loot to add to the revival, so there may be some more updates soon. Stay tuned for more in the next couple of weeks.
Enchanted Wilds is shaping up to be a deep and rewarding set, and we're excited to see what you all cook up with it when it goes live. We still have more work to do, final balance passes, debugging, as well as getting macOS back up and running. We've also heard that you all want to stay more connected with our team, so we'll be keeping everyone updated on what's going on behind the scenes, talking through the feedback and questions we've seen from the community, and maybe even analyzing how the meta evolves during and after PBE.
Thanks, as always, to all of our players for your patience, your feedback, and your support as we take our next steps. See you again soon.